All right. This is really happening. This is getting very exciting. All right, here we go. In the wood shop. Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. Hope you're doing great. We are going to talk about altcoin season. Altcoin season is just now beginning, and this is the run. What you experienced back in November to February was nothing compared to what's about to happen. And I'm not joking, because we're about to take our money. No, that's I wanted to go to the woodshed because I had wood in my, but no, we're actually going to go crush it. And I'm, so a couple things that I look at. Yesterday I bought a crypto. I was testing the market, and oh, real quick, if you want to be part of the DeFi group, there is a crypto call coming out at 12 p.m. Pacific on the dot. I've got other ones coming out in the next week or so, within the next week, because everything's exploding. To give you an idea, I bought a cryptocurrency, a blockchain project yesterday, sold it today for 115% profit. The reason why I sold it is because it was getting too hot and I saw some manipulation in that market. It was one of those massive candles, sold it. We're already trending back down. I'm looking to re-enter, but there is incredible profits to be made. So if you're curious, sorry, lizard going right by. I just wanted to say hi in the wood shop. If you're curious, yes, the profit was enough to buy a Lamborghini Huracan. I don't say that to brag, I say that to inspire, because I started with $10,000 back in 2017. And like I've told a lot of people recently, you need to stop learning how to flip $100. You need to start flipping thousands, then 10,000s, then we go into six figures, all right? So this story, Bitcoin has passed the profit torch off to Ethereum. As you could see, as of the filming of this live stream right now, Bitcoin is actually pretty good off its highs. It's at 117,000, it's red. But Ethereum and XRP are moving strong. So that torch has been passed. If we get a couple, 2-3 more days where Bitcoin really isn't doing anything, or it's actually dropping, and you still see Ethereum and XRP moving higher, you know that altcoin season is within weeks. The reason why I say that is because the rolling over of profits going from Bitcoin into mainnets. All right, this story comes out of CCN. Altcoin season approaching as Ethereum investors rally. It says Bitcoin's reign over the crypto markets may be drawing to a close for now, as Ethereum and altcoins begin to surge and assert dominance. Now it appears that we're edging closer to a long-awaited altcoin season. As per CoinMarketCap, Bitcoin's dominance is waning as it drops to 60.8%, which is its lowest since mid-March. So here's what's really important. What happened in mid-March? Well, let me tell you. That's when all of a sudden that last altcoin little brief season, that little first pop, it always happens. You'll have, whether it be Bitcoin, mainnets, or altcoins, you have this first pop, surge of volume, right? That happens because people are getting excited. The last time this happened in altcoins was starting last November. We saw a big boom and surge because Bitcoin had made a really nice run for the last, let's say, 4 months, 3 months, and it started taking off, right? That was about the time we saw XRP run from 50 cents to $2 and all that stuff. But we had that big pump, and then we went into sort of a crypto dip, right? Now, what you need to understand is that always happens, and then the next wave up is between 3 to 5x what the first wave up was. So if you owned XCN and you watched it, you were part of the newsletter when I gave you that free call at a quarter of a penny. Actually, I think it was two tenths of a penny. And then you rode that up to, what was it? 4.6 cents. You made thousands of % return, right? Now it dipped down. We rebought in the DeFi group. Now our measured move is a 5x from here, all right? But that's not just in that project. There's actually a lot of other projects like microcaps that me and Dylan have been studying for a while, doing all our due diligence to make sure, is this the right one to move into? Can it take volume? What's it gonna do when it takes the volume? Who else is watching it? Who else owns it? Who's in the team? All that kind of stuff, right? So right now, the last time you saw Bitcoin's dominance, like this story says, hit that 60.8% was March. That's when altcoins were getting into their lows and Bitcoin started its next measured move up, all right? So now we're reversing that trend. It says Ethereum's price gains have been sizable after climbing 43% in the past 30 days. Do me a favor, type 1 if you would like to learn how to make 43% in 1 month. And I've told you this before, I'm gonna say it again, that's nothing compared to what an altcoin run's gonna do, okay? And then remember, we're going to be cycling out of these, and that's why we're including 6 months of group coaching calls, the DeFi program. If you want it, this is the last time we're going to allow the calls, the trade calls to go out, which one starts, goes out in an hour and 20 minutes. My point being is that what you're going to see is the need to be coached to learn when to take profits, how to take profits, and then what we're going to move into next. All right, what group of investments? Now, it says here, in the last 30 days, they've climbed Ethereum's price 43%. You've seen nothing yet, just so you know, and are currently trading at over 3,600 with a market cap of 437 billion. As per CoinGlass's Altcoin Season Index, the markets are stuck halfway between Bitcoin season and Altcoin season, with just 1 point leading into the side of alts. However, to some, including analyst Peter Brandt, Altcoin season is already here, and Peter Brandt put on this post the other day. Check it out. Altcoin season. It's altcoin season. That's what Peter says. So we're going to see in the next 3 to 6 months, like I said, this thing's going to have some legs on it going into January of next year. That's why we're doing coaching calls till then, that are going to blow your minds. But you're going to need to know when and how to take profits, and then get ready to move into that next realm of investing, which I'm really excited, because my goal, and this is my goal for my students, is that you see at least, well, I don't want to put out numbers, but a good rate of return. And in this run, this bull run, and then I take all of those profits and move them into another category where you double or triple that entire block of money. See, this is where wealth is created, okay? And we're going to use the cycles, because I believe the dollar is going to absolutely not crash to zero, but it's going to tank, causing a lot of things in the next 6 months to move up vigorously. Now it says here, this follows a woeful underperformance for the number 2 crypto, which has struggled, we're talking about Ethereum, right, to compete with Bitcoin's year-long bull run. However, as has been seen in previous market cycles, Bitcoin can only climb so high before retail and institutional investors start looking to altcoins. So they call in this story Ethereum and altcoin. I don't. I look at Ethereum as a main net, one of the biggest, right? Obviously the second largest per market cap. But what you have to understand is, look at what BlackRock just did. They now are buying up more Ethereum than Bitcoin, okay? So you're seeing the world's largest fund gobble up Ethereum. Then they're going to start moving into alts. And when they do, you're going to see, I mean, Ethereum's already proven there's tons of buying pressure, right? For every time it ticks up, it means that somebody was willing and wanting to pay a higher price just to get it in their hands. And remember, I can't say who runs this country right now because the video will be smashed down, but there's been a lot of talk as Ethereum is one of the cryptos that they want the government to buy, okay? Well, that's only gonna spur alts on even more, because as the rotation from the money being built up in Ethereum as that price rises pushes into alts, you're gonna see market cap coins of like $20, $30 million market caps push into the $300, $400 million market caps. Do me a favor real quick, type yes or no, is that a 10X? And the thing is most people don't understand how to do this, and they just sit there and get so, I'm all in on this one crypto. You're like, dude, what about a little bit of diversification amongst a couple different asset classes inside of crypto, right? Like, you know, you've got your DeFi protocols, you've got your AI protocols, things like that, right? Then, you know, your real world assets, stuff like that. Then you let those small ones just explode, and you start popping between these, 3, 4, 5 projects you're running. This is when you make stupid gains. Like in the beginning of the video, I said, hey, yesterday I bought a crypto, it went up 120%, liquidated, right? Profits enough to buy a Lamborghini. I'm not gonna do that yet. I got other things. I'd rather have a Bobcat right now. Really nice Bobcat with air conditioning. So what would you buy if you made $120,000 in a day profit? I mean, obviously after paying taxes and all that stuff. What would you do with that money? Type it. I'm curious, because you need to start thinking like this. You need to set some goals. I literally contacted Dylan 2 days ago. I'm like, I need to go spend a little bit of money. So let's go. We set a goal of how much we're going to make. We traded something, and boom, we made the profit and sold it. And now, we're going to buy it. But my point, I've got one more trade to buy what I want. That's at GT40, the older style. There's one right now signed by Carol Shelby that I want. But anyway, my point being is that this is how you need to think. This is how you need to talk. And how do you do it? You get around other people that are doing the same thing. So if you want, We have an amazing group. It's called the DeFi Master Group. They are learning how to, and they're killing it, buying DeFi projects that are not yet on large exchanges like Binance, Coinbase, OKX, things like that. When you see these DeFi protocols that are built and put together by amazing tech people that have been in other tech projects, and it's easy to figure out who they are. And when they jump on these large exchanges, wait till you see what the prices of those get to. And I'm trying to get my students to have sizable enough positions where they're walking away with $1 million years. That's not a joke. But hey, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a dude with a block and a dream that just likes whittling wood. All right, hope you got something out of this. The DeFi, the next call, I'm very excited about it. Starts in an hour and a half. I'm telling all my students, just nibble at it. Don't run the price up. We want to see more volume pushing in than hype and price. But yeah, it's a very powerful, big group of very smart people. So if you like to be a part of it, it's the last time we're going to include the trade calls as a part of this group. But we will in the future still do the monthly coaching calls. All right. All right. That being said, the Economic Ninja is out.